Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair for joining us on this week's An Nur the Light. I must say, it feels so good to be back sharing time and amazing content with all of you. As you know, we are intent on showcasing the best of Muslim South Africa, and today's profile has some story to tell. Modest wear is often thought of as unfashionable, but as we've proven with our street style segment, this simply is not true. Designer Gadija Khan has created a range of clothing for modern Muslim women, and we got to learn more about it and the designer herself.
Modest wear has always been a requirement for Muslim women, and with it comes a sense of identity and expression. Dressmakers have existed through generations to modestly clothe women with a sense of pride and beauty. Today, the modest fashion industry is rapidly moving with the times. Fashion designers are bringing out all the stops to bring variety and quality to the public. Gadija Khan is one such designer who is taking modest fashion into the world.
Fashion was like a natural decision. I grew up with fashion around me with my mom's business. I found my first job in fashion and absolutely loved it. I loved being around the textiles and seeing how the designs change from one season to the next. I liked how women related to fashion and what fashion did to women. I actually consider myself more an entrepreneur than what I do a fashion designer, because I do everything in my business. When I started, I even used to sew as well.
Coming from a line of dressmakers, Gadija Khan and Abashia Achilles saw fit to turn their passion for fashion into business.
My sister and I, we didn't get into fashion. We were born into a home of dressmaking. My mother's a master seamstress. She designed wedding dresses and she had her own CMT from home. So growing up in our household was always about fashion, fabrics, colors, styles, what's on trend. I remember my childhood days sitting at the supper table flipping through a magazine. While having conversations, it would be with a magazine, a fashion magazine.
So my mom basically experienced the same struggles that I did as a working mom, that you have this desire to be at home with your family. And I can't say whether you have that desire more if you have girls or boys, because I've only got 2 girls, but I know that desire was very strong for my mom as well, because we were 3 girls. The brother came much later. And my mom had that same feeling that she wanted to be at home with us, and she created that work for herself from her home. That same feeling I had as well with my daughters, that I wanted to invest my time with them. But with investing that time with them and having the background of fashion and having the background of seeing my mom build a business, it was so natural to expose them to that part of life, to that part of fashion as well.
Gadija's flourishing business could no longer be contained to a home operation, and so she took a leap of faith and has gone into the retail market.
So I just opened my very first pop-up store in Kenilworth Centre, and I'm super excited about it. I feel like I've come full circle, because in this very mall I actually used to manage one of the other retail stores when I was much younger. And I remember at that time already having this feeling that, you know what, I can do this on my own. I would love to do this on my own. And when I resigned from my corporate job and stayed at home with my girls, the dream and the passion was always towards owning my own boutique. And yes, it's just a pop-up store, but this has opened up my mind and opened up the possibilities of actually owning my own permanent store, inshallah.
Coming from a lineage of fashion designers, Gadija is proud to have the support of her mother, sister and daughters in the business.
My sister and I watched my mom's business grow from, like I said, just like about 3 rails in the TV room to now having a shop in Kenilworth Centre. We don't need to use the showroom. She hardly has clients come to the house anymore, and alhamdulillah, it's such a blessing that she got to experience all those different stages and we got to witness it as well. She's such an inspiration to us. My love for fashion definitely comes from my mom and her starting a business, because she started it when I started primary school. And then obviously I was around her while she started a business with fashion. As a younger child, before puberty, I was very much of a tomboy. Like, I just wanted to wear tackies, jeans and a t-shirt and I was fine. Then puberty hit and then I was just this fashionista that just loved dresses and makeup and everything and jewelry. And you can see on my Instagram as well, I just love taking photos all the time. I like having this perfect pose for the pictures, you can get all angles. And I just like matching as much of the pieces in my closet together all the time.
I really hope that when Rashida, and I say when because I believe it's going to happen inshallah, she's got such a flair for fashion and her own personal style that I admire in such a young girl. When she takes it over, she's got to really rewrite the script completely. She's got to think completely out of the box. She's got to be innovative about it. She mustn't play it as safe as what I've played it, and really be forward thinking within the business.
As the modest fashion industry changes with the times, one thing is certain. Modest fashion designers have taken on the challenge full force as entrepreneurs equip themselves with the skills to create, and emerging small businesses become international brands.
The Books, Tech and App segment aims to keep you up to date with something to read, great tech and a useful app. Check out this week's reviews.
Sheikh Hairi's Spectrum of Reality. Sufi Insights explores faith in a practical sense by discussing the mysteries of spirituality and the need to find a higher level of consciousness. It goes beyond religious and political differences and draws on the commonality of our spirituality, our reality, and the divine. In a world of violence and conflict, this book aims to promote a celebration of our humanity and our longing for peace and intervention. Consciousness of time, continuity, and living in the present are discussed in this great read and truly can only add to one's spiritual journey. Tech4Gs is exactly as its name states. Technology for the benefit of refugees. It is a social enterprise started by Mike Butcher, in which the tech community came together to respond to the growing refugee crisis. Tech4Gs has come together at conferences, workshops, hackathons, and meetups to generate solutions to help refugees around the world. Islamic Kids Songs for Android truly is revolutionary in that it brings many well-known nasheeds together with animated characters, allowing your little one to become familiar with these in a fun and exciting way. Keep your children productive and tech-savvy, but in a way in which contributes to their deen. Children can spend hours singing along with nasheeds from around the world.
Ramadan is the most sacred month, and the new trend is the pre-Ramadan market. Muslim communities across South Africa flock to these events to stock up on essentials before the holy period. We attended the market hosted at the Cape Town International Convention Center to show you what went down.
The annual Ramadan Expo has become one of the biggest events across South Africa, and as the markets continue to grow, so does the offering. With more choice to shop, spend time with the family and learn more about Islam, the Expo has become a big calendar event before this year's fasting period.
The Cape Town Ramadan and Lifestyle Expo is an event that was established 9 years ago. We felt that we wanted to create an opportunity where patrons, people can basically come and buy everything that they need under one roof for Ramadan. And the idea grew, and we had very small event, and 9 years later we're at the CTICC, and also it created opportunity for small business and medium businesses. And we saw the event grew to such an extent that we also have corporates that now trade in the at the same platform as smaller businesses.
Cape Town's new International Convention Centre played host to this year's Expo. The growth of the Expo over the past 9 years has meant that each year it gets bigger and better.
Cape Town Ramadan Lifestyle Expo was created for the opportunity that it creates. We support small businesses, but patrons are also allowed to come and shopping and get discounts and support local talent. So the people that normally exhibit at the Ramadan Expo are anybody from the person that's selling the samosas or the kasistas or the homemade spices or the packet spices to peek to Islamic art, clothing. It's just a wide range of stuff that we have. Islamic ornaments. It is also an opportunity. What we envisaged with this was that this platform invites other people that's not Muslim to engage and to find out what the Muslim culture is about. So it's also an expression of our culture. So the entertainment reflects that, the clothing, the food, everything and anything social reflects that. A small little hall in Epping where we had less than 3,000 people to 9 years. Last year we had 18,000 people, and that was adult paying people. So those weren't children or pensioners, it was adult paying people. And this year we're hoping that it's 23,000.
An interactive cooking theatre innovatively brought together representatives from each political party in what was called the political pressure cooker. This was a competition between parties on who would cook the best dish. This garnered some laughs and cheers from the audiences.
This dish is called a nice dish. It's called from honest to goodness recipe for chicken. Goodness recipe for chicken.
I think the tip with the chicken is that you've got to realize within 7 to 10 minutes it does dry out.
The Expo also created the platform for entrepreneurs to exhibit and grow their businesses with the support of funding for those who weren't able to afford exhibiting at such an event.
Well, I'm here to witness what's been a culmination of a great project. You know, halal is part of our strategy for economic growth in the Western Cape. And when we saw that this expo was here about exposing small businesses, we came to the party as a Western Cape Economic Development Department to fund 20 small businesses to make it possible for them to exhibit their products and all locally produced products at the show and get the kind of exposure that's required for them to take their businesses to the next level. It's a contribution of paying for the stand, the exhibition stand for 20 different businesses and giving them the necessary support. And then there's some training, there's some after the expo training as well to make sure that we don't just leave them there, but to support them to get. So what they get is they get social media exposure on the radio station, even some TV coverage to just expose their businesses, these fledgling businesses.
Whilst the Expo truly is a beautiful cultural experience for shoppers, it provides opportunity for so many small businesses that have grown exponentially since its inception.
So a couple of years ago, when 786 started the expos, my late mother and my father decided to attend the expos. That is where they decided that they want to actually have a stall there because they were into the food. They actually sell food, they love making food, and there's a passion for making food as well, got them into the expos. And from there, every year we grew further and further. We've been doing that for 5 years, so I mean, every year we've been seeing a growth, we've been seeing an increase of number of people actually attending the expos. That is why I've been carrying on with it. That is why actually we're able to have 2 stalls instead of 1 stall this year. The expos basically gave us the push in terms of wanting to get the premises so we can actually open up a shop where people can walk in, any time of the day, not any time of the day, but of course between business hours, and we open 7 days a week to the public. So I mean that is what the expo has actually led us to, opening up business, getting actual premises, opening up to the general public so anybody can walk in at any time.
This year's Expo has reached for new heights and continued to be one of the top events showcasing what the Muslim community has to offer. The platform created for Muslim businesses has seen many a success story develop over its history and showcased a true sense of community and support.
Travel opens the mind to new experiences and allows us the opportunity to meet people from all walks of life. It also creates a more lasting memory that we can go back to in our minds over and over again. Our featured destination is the Western Cape.
Being fit can be hard work and often very little fun. That is until Rush came along.
Rush is a fantastic trampoline park which is great for all ages, from the youngest child to the oldest adult. Everyone can come have fun here.
They can experience so much fun. With my fitness background, I would recommend anybody jumping at trampoline park because fitness levels, it's way more exciting than being in a gym for strenuous hours. Here you can lose weight, improve on your fitness levels and have fun at the same time, which is way more better.
As more and more people opt for a healthier lifestyle, exercise goes hand in hand with this. There's something for everyone, as both young and old can jump around to their heart's content.
So they basically with fitness classes, you can have them over here. Slam dunk, dodgeball, jumping in the foam pit, learning how to do backflips and front flips, basically overcoming your fears in the foam pit. So it's very nice though. If you haven't attempted a front flip or backflip in your life, this is the place to actually learn that.
Bookings are essential as the place often gets quite busy, but there are trainers on hand to guide and help you every step of the way.
Basically, we cater for even toddlers up to the oldest person is welcome to come here. And there's a lot of different pricing structures, but basically it's 115 Rand excluding the jump socks, and then you just buy that for 25 Rand.
There is definitely no horsing around as you make your way through the various courses on offer.
Quite a lot. It depends on you as the Muslim. So you jump in a kurta, it's fine. You can jump in your salah, it's fine. Hijab, fine. It all depends on you, as a human being.
The Cheetah Outreach Project, which many visitors to Cape Town know of, being at Spier Wine Estate, has found a new home. Their new premises can be found just a few kilometers down the road, but with a much better layout and viewing area.
We are a conservation program at heart. We were started to raise awareness for the plight of the cheetah, which is a highly endangered big cat in Africa. We combine an ecotourism business where tourists can come and engage in a tour of the facility where we discuss who we are and what we do, as well as having a meet and greet with one of our ambassador cheetahs.
Cheetahs are being killed at an alarming rate all across South Africa, and with only 500 of them left in the wild, much work needs to be done to protect the species. Studies show that farmers who suffer losses to their livestock are killing many of these cheetahs.
At the moment, the biggest issue for cheetahs in South Africa is the conflict with farmers. Their ideal habitat is open grassland, which is of course our ideal farmland. And the biggest population of cheetahs left in South Africa are on our farmlands. And although the cheetahs aren't the threat, it's your leopard, your lion, your caracal, your hyena, jackal that are the threats. They're the day hunters, so they're seen and blamed. So what we do is we work with the farmer to protect his livestock.
Ecotourism combines conservation with education, and there is no better place to learn more about these majestic animals.
It's an amazing experience. You've got a fully grown predator that will lie in front of you and purr. And to actually have that contact and that engagement with something like that is a life-changing experience.
While cheetahs are the main focus, there are also quite a number of other animals to see and learn about. Food trucks are popping up all over South Africa, dispersing their culinary feast to a salivating public.
Okay, basically how it started was Siobhan called me one Sunday evening, and then we just sat and spoke about, starting up our own thing, our own business. And I just had this crazy idea, always wanted to do a food truck. Not knowing Siobhan had the same idea, and we just went for it. That was the Sunday evening. The following Thursday, we bought a vehicle, and by the following weekend, we were trading, and that's about the long and short of it.
While there are a variety of food trucks, Rack and Grill are serving up some yummy gourmet burgers and lip-smacking good ribs.
Our speciality is most probably our orangey burger. It's a 150 gram pure beef patty with cheddar cheese, caramelized onions and grilled mushrooms. I mean, that goes out those windows for like 100 burgers a day.
As their following grows via word of mouth and social, so too their presence around the city. The cool kids already know where to get their fix of really tasty homemade chow. It's up to the rest of us to find them and partake in the feast.
Alhamdulillah, that's it from us. We'd like to wish you a Ramadan Kareem and ask that you keep us in your du'as, as we will surely do the same for you. Kinna Mariam Mkwanda, kiri aribueri bonanen khabe. Assalamu alaikum.